Time for the 250 production bikes at Manfield in this Egypt Motor World Superbike meeting. Leading the grid is David Cole on the Honda. Behind him, Tony Sampson, Clayton Bush, then Mike McCutcheon, fresh from a very impressive performance yesterday. Then John Hepburn, Lauren Paul, Winton Tuck, Doug Barnett, Peter McDonald and Guy Harding. That's the top 10 riders for the 250 production bikes. Coming up for a start, bikes just forming on the grid. The man on pole position is the man who impressively won yesterday, David Cole.
And Tony Sampson there riding with an injured hand following his crash yesterday. It's going to be interesting to see if he can work the throttle and the brake properly.
I think also interesting to see if David Cole this time can pull away as far as he did yesterday. Only a 10-lap race, they're going to be going harder at it. We won't expect the same kind of spread.
The 30-second board is up, and who's going to win this race, Tony Palmer?
Well, I think David Cole still has to be the outright favourite. I would expect that Grant Ramage will be up slightly closer than he was with a gap back yesterday. But a 10-lap race, of course, is different than the half-hour one yesterday. We won't expect the same sort of hassles as they had getting through traffic. That race up at the first corner, all important.
They're away. Brian Davies lets them go. A fantastic start from one of the Kawasaki's through from row 2. They'll shuffle up to the first corner. David Cole taking the skinny line, but they're safely through. Cole leads them through. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy, bit of clean start.
Pete McDonald's looking through there on the inside, but just getting shut out on the exit.
Through the S's.
Peter McDonald well up in second place, but it's Cole who's pulling away from them.
All safely through. Very much a sorting out period this first lap. Everyone just getting the feel of their machines. But look at that. That is a healthy gap after just half a lap of this 10-lap race. David Cole, he's making every post a winner. Under brakes into the Higgins corner for the first time.
I'm going to be intrigued to see in the RGBS section in this race too how much damage the oil in there has caused. They put cement over it, but there are 2 patches and it's online.
Yes, and David Cole makes a habit of making a break on the first lap as often as he can at the sprint races that he does here at Manfield, and he's done it again. Pete McDonald in second place. They're not used to riding in this company. It's the first time he's been really competitive. His bike's working very, very well, and he's looking for that big result today too.
He's doing it in style. David Cole. That's Peter McDonald tucked in behind. There's McCutcheon, 66. All tucked over their tanks. 1 lap down out of 10 at the production bikes at Manfield.
John Hepburn, Mike McCutcheon, Grant Ramage, all 3rd, 4th, 5th places there.
David Cole, the Honda NSR 250. 1.5 laps down through the age of passes and across to the hairpin. Tony, that is an amazing lead at this stage of a production bike race.
Yeah, I know there have been a lot of mumblings around the pits on perhaps the eligibility of this bike. That's always the case when somebody shows such a clear advantage. I know there's going to be a lot more talk about it. That's Peter McDonald really with a little off that's going to cost him any chance in what is a 10-lap race. Getting back to the point, I wouldn't like to elaborate any further, but I know questions are being asked about this bike and why it is so quick and has such a big advantage. It's not as if there's one rider in there who is clearly a class above the others, because you have riders who are very mature, like Grant Ramage, who have a long track record, a long history of being very, very competitive in this class.
There's little doubt about it, though, is there? It's this man that leads, David Cole. But let's just have a look at an accident just a few moments ago. This is Peter McDonald on the Kawasaki.
Simple thing to do, put it down, the front goes, the back goes, and you're gone. Lucky he didn't get high-sided, it didn't re-grip, so he's uninjured.
And we've got another one down. We're back live. That's at the Higgins corner. Very difficult to pick up who it is. But, well, that's good news. He's up, so that really says it all. I think the only thing injured is probably his pride. But coming back to the race leader, he's making it look easy, David Cole. Very much a Manfield specialist. Notice how he's avoiding that oil line through there. But that is a big lead. That is McCutcheon tucked in second. But Richard, he's making it look easy.
Yes, McCutcheon's going to give...
Through Higgins. Up onto the backtrack. Look at that lead. That is a very big lead. That's Cole 2.3 seconds back to McCutcheon, and Hepburn on the Suzuki 2.97 further back in third.
Yeah, Hepburn, who was fourth yesterday and had an excellent race. The great battle in this race and all of the 250 Crotty races is down in third, fourth, fifth places where there are very, very tight battles. It's a Honda Suzuki battle essentially. The one Honda out in front of David Cole's not really racing or dicing with anybody. So all the fighting is going on down the order.
Just clicked off their third lap.
I see Tonto Bush just coming under John Hepburn there into the first corner. He runs wide and Hepburn's back under him.
There's a few different lines through there. But suffice to say, they all made it very well. That's McCutcheon on bike 66. Tucked in behind is John Hepburn.
Grant Ramage on the Ajib Suzuki hasn't improved, still sitting in fifth there, battling hard. And really, while they're dicing amongst themselves down in the placings, it means that David Cole on the lead gets a clearer shot at getting away.
Cole just has a little bit of a look, and he'll like what he sees too. That's quite a big gap. Through the brakes, very carefully going through Higgins. The corners here at Manfield are banked anything between 2 and 10 degrees. This means that you can power out of the corner quite safely, but you still have to have a lot of respect.
Yes, McCutcheon's advantage yesterday was really through the traffic, and that's where he picked up Cole. But Cole's got a clear track now, and he's able to put those hard, fast laps down. It's going to be very, very difficult for McCutcheon to come up now.
Through the big sweeper. Lining up the front straight. Kick off lap 4 of 10. The 250 production bikes of this Egypt-supported Superbike meeting at Manfield.
I must say that David Cole's Honda NSR 250 is awfully fast in a straight line. Very unusual in the 250 production class for somebody to be able to pull away from very experienced riders in a straight line.
Without being too hard on Cole, we must point out he is very much a lightweight rider. If anything, he would definitely enjoy a power-to-weight ratio advantage over his nearest competitors, but let's be fair about it, everything is legal until proved otherwise. But we certainly can't fault his riding style. He's riding impeccable lines. And at the moment, McCutcheon just can't really make too much of inroads into that lead. Very clean lines. Not bad, Richard.
Absolutely fantastic. He's on the Honda NSR 250 there, and Mike McCutcheon behind him on the latest 1991 model Suzuki RGV 250, the banana swing arm model they call it. McCutcheon is inching closer and closer there, though. He may have a whiff of the scent and just be chasing it hard.
And that's riding, not horsepower.
Absolutely.
Down through the infamous sweeper here at Manfield onto the front straight. That is clicking off half distance. But it's this man, David Cole. Mike McCutcheon's the man tucked in behind on bike 66, currently second, as the caption said.
Tell you what, Lou, I'm amazed at the impression that McCutcheon has made in the last lap and a half.
I tell you what, well might David Cole look. McCutcheon is certainly reeling him in.
McCutcheon from that well-known motorcycling family down there in Dunedin come a long, long way for this. He's pretty worried about Cole having a lot more track experience, but he's certainly shown that he's no slug around Manfield.
Yeah, but look at it through the S's. Where the riding is difficult, McCutcheon is making ground.
That gap getting smaller all the time, and it's a big, big gap back to third place. But this is where the action's happening. David Cole still leads, but that gap getting smaller and smaller by the second.
The other thing is that McCutcheon, as he's coming up in second place there, is dragging that group in third, fourth and fifth with him. That gap is also narrowing. They're well out of touch at the moment, but the gap has decreased. Grant Ramage on the back of it, and a real dice going on between those three.
Yes, Grant Ramage probably has the intelligence to realise that he's not going to get up to the front guys now, so he may just bide his time there and try and get into third place in the last couple of laps.
Look at this, the gap's down to just tenths of seconds. It's David Cole currently leading, but how long is he going to be able to hold out Mike McCutcheon? Tony's right, look at it through the S's. McCutcheon takes a better line through there, and it's just surely going to be a matter of time.
The halfway stage in this 10 lap and now, and if I had the money to bet, I'd put it on Mike McCutcheon to catch here. Whether or not he can get by is another question, but certainly he's made a huge impression in the last 2.5 laps.
David Cole's not used to this pressure. Most of the racing he does here at Manfield, he just rides away from the guys, and he won't be used to riding with the pressure of a guy catching him and going to put the pressure right on him. This will be interesting to see how he copes with it.
See that, two different lines into and out of Higgins' corner, trying to get the maximum drive out of the corner to get the maximum speed down this back straight. Richard, what sort of speed would they be doing? It's a 250 Proddy.
About 180, 190 kilometres an hour.
That is kicking it along. Oh, look at McCutcheon. That is a class act out there. Cole and McCutcheon down to the start-finish line to flick off another lap. And now we bring in another factor. Back markers. 4 laps to go, Tony. Where's your money?
Well, my money right now is on McCutcheon making the ground in the traffic. He's a more experienced rider. He will theoretically be able to pick better lines more quickly. Cole's doing nothing wrong. He's getting through the traffic beautifully, in fact. But if anywhere there is going to be an advantage to someone like Mike McCutcheon with his style of riding, it's going to be in traffic. He doesn't appear to be able to catch the Honda in a straight line.
The Honda leads the Suzuki with about 3.5 laps to go. Cole has a look, and he knows full well that he cannot make even a little mistake. But you're certainly right, in a straight line, he seems to have the measure of the bike behind. Down the back straight they go. That lead again, just a little bit of a buffer he builds up. As soon as they get into the traffic areas, there'd be little doubt that McCutcheon is quicker.
McCutcheon lost ground on that last lap. Could be something as simple as a missed gear change or a slightly wrong line approaching or exiting a corner. It's all it takes in 250 production racing. And he has to do the work again. And he's got 3.5 laps left. And it'll be interesting to see if he can do that. 3 laps now to go in the 10-lapper. That's a tough task now for McCutcheon. The amount of work and concentration and just hard applying of pressure.
Yes, now if McCutcheon can get back up closer to David Cole, we're going to see the shootout of the century there. Cole just about riding off the circuit as he loses the front and it flicks him around there, but he's composed himself again and he's still hard on the gas.
I tell you what, his heartbeat will be beating a few times faster now. He has a look and he knows full well that little error now just brings McCutcheon that little bit closer. And that's what McCutcheon needs, just that little bit of an incentive. Up into Higgins. 2.5 laps to go in this 250 production bike race at this Egypt-sponsored Superbike meeting at Manfield.
2 things go through a rider's mind. Somebody like Mike McCutcheon following there. One is the other guy that he's applying pressure to has made a mistake. The other is, was there something slippery that caused him to make a mistake? Bit of a dilemma. Applying the pressure is the prime thing he's got to do, and hope that he falls into another mistake, but there's always that reservation there that there might have been something on the track that caused him to slip.
They're on their final lap. The white flag has been shown, and a little mistake there by David Cole, but they've got less than 3 Ks to go of this Manfield circuit, and it's a 2-rider race. David Cole leading Mike McCutcheon, but it is hammer and tongs, and there is traffic. Cole threading his way through. Forced wide by the other riders. McCutcheon right on his tail, trying desperately hard to get close, and he is close. Weaving their way through. See the yellow bike there of David Cole, trying to take advantage of a slipstream, under brakes, trying to put bikes in between himself and McCutcheon in behind. But it's the length of the back straight and the infamous sweeper here at Manfield that's left for this man. And Tony, I don't think he can do it.
No, it's looking harder for him. 52 John Hepburn, by the way, is still holding 3rd place.
They're on the run to the checkered flag. And it's David Cole. Back-to-back wins for David Cole at Manfield in the 250 production bikes. A very good win from Mike McCutcheon. But there's little doubt this man has a lot of pressure put on him.
John Hepburn in 3rd position there, and Grant Ramage 4th across the line.
Couple of words exchanged between them. That is our first 3 riders Cole on the Honda wins from McCutcheon. An excellent race, only 1.04 seconds between them. And Hepburn is third on the Suzuki, 5.5 seconds behind.